Hello folks, Joe Bags here, and I saw Matt Guion's video today about how he wasn't going to do a 5-minute rant because he had a bad day at work. So, you know what, buddy, my condolences to you as well as Doug Walker in light of recent events, but I figured since Mr. Guion wasn't going to do a 5-minute rant, I figured I might as well do one myself. A 5-minute unedited rant, which is pretty easy to upload to YouTube. So one thing that has been on my mind lately is the whole concept of announced casting and how it is one of the biggest things when it comes to movies. And there are indeed some sort of benefits to announced casting on the filmmaker's behalf. I mean, on one hand, you got someone who decided to come on board with the movie that everybody recognizes and everybody idolizes, and therefore people would say, hey, I see that person I really, really enjoy, and they're going to be in this movie, so therefore it's probably going to be good, therefore I am going to pay full admission to see that. And, you know, I can see where they're coming from, and there are times when a good actor can indeed deliver on a good performance. But then you come across those random actors that, odds are good, you probably never heard of. And it just happens out of nowhere. The most recent examples that I can think of would be Zendaya cast as Mary Jane in the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, and Brie Larson as Captain Marvel in the upcoming Captain Marvel movie. Boy, there are a lot of Marvel movies, but you see the point. And typically when people hear these unfamiliar names, they typically respond with a great big angry tirade on how was a terrible decision and how they won't represent the character. And I gotta ask, do you even know these people? I mean, seriously, do you even know their acting background? Okay? And typically whenever I see these announcements, I just think, okay. I mean, I hope they can do a good job. I support them if they're really, really into getting into the role, as Zendaya and Brie Larson have shown. And on top of that, does it ever feel like these big name celebrities are used more as a gimmick rather than an actual genuine part of the movie? Like, you'll come across that one film that has that really, really big name celebrity in it, and they're only there for a very brief cameo, and people are upset because that was all they saw of them. Or you're watching an animated movie like, oh, let's see here. Um, like, say, one of the lesser DreamWorks movies of the 2000s. You're watching one of those movies and you notice a big name celebrity that really is just playing themselves. And they're not making a character, they're just speaking into a microphone. And speaking of, what about people who are actually voice actors? What about our Tara Strongs, our Tom Kennys? Heck, Mark Hamill has a bigger and, dare I say, better background on being a voice actor than playing Luke Skywalker, you know? And it's just something that drives me nuts. Like, what I'm basically trying to say here, people, is that with people you are familiar with, check to make sure that they have a good background in voice acting. And if you come across someone who's unfamiliar, who's acting in a franchise you're extremely familiar with and hold dear to your heart, give them a chance. They might surprise you. I mean, about half of the celebrities in the Marvel movies were unknown, and so were most of the celebrities we know in the Star Wars movies. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. As my time is running up, I will see you tomorrow.